Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our second session for percentage. Friends, I would just like to advise you before proceeding for the session that you should attend all the sessions of calculations and ratio proportions, and along with that you should attend the first session of percentage before going for this particular session, because some of the concepts and logics will be directly using from these sessions. Okay. So let's begin this session. Now friends, let's see this problem. 860% of 50 plus 50% of 860. What generally people do, they just start writing like I'm writing 860% of 50 plus 50% of 860. Then in the next step they'll be writing 860 by 100 into 50 plus 50 by 100 into 860. Then after making all the calculations, they will be doing 86 into 5 plus 86 into 5. That means 2 times 86 into 5. That means 86 into 10, that is 860. Okay, so they'll be getting the answer as 860 after these many steps. Okay, but friends, we just have to work smartly over here since we are going to appear for entrance examination. Friends, doesn't matter you put the percentage sign over here or over here in the multiplication. Okay, so precisely you are having three operations, that is 860, 50, their multiplication along with the percentage sign. Similarly, we are having the same data as over here, 50, 860 and a percentage sign. So doesn't matter where do you put this percentage sign. So in both the cases you are having 860 into 50 by 100 plus 860 into 50 by 100. Or in other words, you can say in both the cases you are calculating 50% of 860. That means 50% of 860 plus 50% of 860. That is 100% of 860. Now what is 100% of 860? Is 860 itself. Isn't it? So doesn't matter if you are calculating 860% of 50 or 50% of 860. Both the things are same. In both the cases you are multiplying 860 into 50 and dividing the entire calculation by 100. Okay, so just do a smart work, don't go for these many calculations. Okay, now let's see this problem. 45% of 750 minus 25% of 480. Friends, 45% of 750, that means we have to calculate 0.45 into 750, and 25% of 480, that means 0.25 into 480. Friends, definitely 45% of 750 will be in fractions. Okay, so there are only two options which are in fractions, so you can eliminate these two. Okay, I'm sure you must be knowing how they are how this calculation is in fraction. Since 45% is 45 by 100, and after eliminating 1 0, there is no even number in the numerator, so we'll be having 2 in the denominator, which will produce half. Okay, so definitely this calculation is in fraction. And if you deduct a complete number, that is a whole number, from fraction, still you will be getting a fraction. Otherwise 25% of 480 will be a whole number. Okay, now friends, once again let's apply the digital root concept. Okay, since we are left with only two options, so first of all let's check whether it would help us to apply digital root concept or not. We should apply digital root concept only when the sum of digits in these two options are different. Otherwise, there is no meaning. Okay. Now let's see. It's 2 plus 1, 3 plus 7, 10 and 5, 15. That means sum of digits is 6. You can skip the decimal part. I'm sorry, you can skip the decimal. Here it is 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 6, 11 and 5, 16. That means sum of the digits is 7. Now let's check what is the sum of digits we are getting over here, or what is the digital root of this particular expression. Here it is 9 into 7 plus 5, 12, that is 3. Okay, minus 5 into 7 into 8 plus 4, 12, that is 3. Okay. Friends, I would just like to share one more thing over here, that if you multiply any number to 9, then the digital root will be 9 only, no need to calculate. Okay, so the digital root over here will be 9 minus 7 into 3, 21, that is 21, that is 2 plus 1, 3. So finally the digital root will be 6, which is there in this option. Okay, so no need to go for big calculations over here, just calculate the digital root. Since it is unique, you'll be getting the answer immediately. I hope you are clear. Now let's see this question. 40% of 1640 plus x is equal to 35% of 980 plus 150% of 850. Friends, further it's a matter of calculation only. Friends, we have already discussed the digital root concept, which we can very well apply over here. I think you must be clear with that particular concept. So let me introduce one new concept over here. Friends, as we see in the options, every option is carrying a different unit digit. Okay, so even you can go by the calculation of unit digit in this particular question. Okay, now let's see how can we do this. So it's x is equal to 35% of 980, that is 35 by 100 into 980 plus 3 by 2 of 850, that is 150%, minus 40% of 1640. Okay, okay, and okay, now let's calculate the unit digit of this particular expression. Okay, now here it is, and how do we find the unit digit? Just keep on multiplying the unit digits. So it's 7 into 9, 63, that means the unit digit is 3, plus 3 into 5, the unit digit will be 15, minus 4 into 4, 16, that means the unit digit will be 6. So it's 5 plus 3, 8, 8 minus 6, the unit digit of the answer must be 2 only, which is only there in this option. Okay, so just a small calculation we are doing over here and just getting the unit digit. Okay, I hope you are clear with even this method. You can apply a digital root concept as well over here, because for applying digital root concept, you should first check whether the sum of digits in each case is different or not. Let's do that also. It is 6 plus 7, 13, and 3, 16. That means sum of digits is 7. 8 plus 4, 12, and 1, 13. That means sum of digits is 4. It's 6 plus 2, 8, and here it is 1. Okay, so even sum of digits is unique, so you can very well apply the concept of digital root also in this particular question. So friends, precisely you must be aware of various methods or various techniques to solve a particular problem. So whichever technique is recalled first, you should be applying that only. Okay. Now friends, let's see this question. What percent of rupees 2650 is rupees 1987.5? That means x percent of 2650 is equal to 1987.5. Friends, 2650 is a number which is having a 0 over there, and x percent, that means x by 100, and this off is into. Okay, now this 0 is cancelled from this 0. Okay, now suppose if I'm having x, a number which is multiple of 10, I won't be getting this fraction, isn't it? Just see it carefully. If I'm having x as a multiple of 10, I cannot get this fraction, since this multiple of 10 will be reduced by this 10. Okay, so definitely this x must not be multiple of 10, which is only there in this option. Okay, so further you don't have to go for any sort of calculations, just be very easy with it. Okay. Now in this problem, 4598 is 95% of, maybe say, x. Okay, so 95% of x is equal to 4598, or you can say 95%. So x is equal to 4598 into 100 by 95. We have to make this calculation. Okay, precisely it's 95x is equal to 459,800, and we have to find out the value of x from the options. Okay, this working is not at all required. You can directly come to this particular step. Okay, now friends, further we can apply the digital root concept over here. Just see the digital roots of options. It's 8 plus 4, 12, that is 3. 8 plus 4, 12, and 4, 16, that is 7. Here it is 8 plus 5, 13, plus 4, 17, that is 8. Then 8 and 8, 16, plus 4, 20, that is 2. Since the digital roots are unique, we can go by options. Okay. Now let's find the digital root of this side. It is, let's cancel 9s. We are left with 8. Okay. And the digital root of this side is 5. Okay. So we just have to see from the options, so we can get the digital root as 8. Okay. Now suppose I take the option first, that is 4800. Okay, the digital root of this is 3. So 5 into 3, 15. So we'll be getting the digital root of left hand side as 6, but we want it to be 8. So this is not the correct choice. Okay, now let's see over here. The digital root of 4840 is 7. So let's multiply. 5 into 7 will be getting 35. That means sum of the digits is 8. So definitely 4840 is the correct choice, since we are getting the same digital roots both the side. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now in this question, x percent of 360 is equal to 129.6. X by 100 into 360 is equal to 129.6. Friends, even in this case, you can go by the digital root concept, or you can calculate it by the unit digit, since in all the options the unit digit is unique. Okay, and if you know the square of 36, you will be knowing that 1296 is square of 36. So precisely you can say x must be 36, or else if you don't know that 1296 is the square of 36, then you have to choose a number x whose unit digit while multiplying by 6 produce the unit digit as 6. So let's see by option. It is there with 36. Let's see with option 2. So it's 4 into 6, the unit digit will be 4 only. In this case, 2 into 6, the unit digit will be 2. In this case, 7 into 6, the unit digit will be 2, but we want the unit digit to be 6. So no need to worry, no big calculations are required. In fact, no calculations are required. You can directly arrive to the answer that it will be 36. Okay. So in this particular question, I have shared 3 techniques with you. Okay. Just revise this. Now let's see this problem. Further, one more problem of calculation of percentage. Friends, you must be wondering that why I'm taking so many problems of calculations based on percentages. Friends, percentages, as I have already told you, it's very important part. It will be really helpful in the case of data interpretation. Friends, I'm sure you must be having your paper and pen with you, and you are solving the problems along with me. Generally what happens, people watch this sort of sessions just for fun. They just forward the session, they just pause the session, they just rewind the session, they just skip some of the part, they just go directly to the middle of the session as if they are watching a TV serial, and they're just watching it for fun. Friends, it's not like that. It's the point of your career. It's the question of your career. So just do attend the session very carefully, very attentively. Do pause the session whenever I switch over to a new question. Just solve the question on your own, then match your solution and answer with mine. Then only this session will be fruitful for you. Okay, I hope you got my point. Let's come back to the problem here. X% of 932 will be equal to 309.6 minus 30, that is 279.6. Okay, now we have to find a number. Let this be by 100 and let 100 be here. Precisely 932x is equal to 27960. Okay, that means we have to find a number that multiply by 2 produce a 0 at units place. Okay, even you can go by the digital root concept. Let's see over here. It's the digital root of 25 is 7, it's 3, it's 8, and it's 4. Okay, and the digital root of this side is 6, and the digital root of this side is 5 into x. Okay, now suppose I take option A as correct. So 5 into 7, 35. The digital root is at the digital root is 8, which is not correct. Okay, now let's take this. 5 into 3, 15. The digital root is 6. So definitely it matches with right hand side. So 30 will be the correct choice. I hope you are clear. And you must be wondering that how important the concept of digital root and how helpful it is. Okay, so let's take the next problem. Now let's see this problem. Friends, in this problem there is percentage sign in left hand side as well as right hand side, so we can eliminate. So precisely our calculation is 45 into 1500 plus 35 into 1700 is equal to x into 3175. Now we can write it like this. It's 100 into 45 into 15 plus 35 into 17, which is x into 3175. Friends, now just observe here. This calculation is odd. This calculation is odd. Odd plus odd, even. Okay. And here this number is odd, and we have to find out x. So friends, here we are just having an even number. Here there is no 0. So how could we get these double zeros? We cannot get this double zero unless until there is 1 0 this side. Okay. So definitely 35 and 45 are eliminated. Now we are left with 30 and none of these. Now we see the left hand side is multiple of 100, and to produce the right hand side as multiple of 100, we need to have even numbers. Okay, since 3175 is multiple of 25, that means we are having two 5s over here, which are enough to produce two zeros. That means we should be having two 2s over here to produce two zeros, since there are requirement of 2, 2 and 5 combination to produce two zeros. Okay, so this 30 will not produce the two zeros which are required over here. So we need to have, apart from this 0, we need to have one even number. So even this 30 will not be the correct choice. It must be at least 40. Okay, friends. I hope you are clear. It seems to be tedious, but if you practice well with this sort of techniques, with this sort of logics, you will be very comfortable. Okay. Or else you can go by manual calculations. There is always the scope for that. Okay. Now let's see this question. 15% of x percent of 582 is 1746. So it's 15 by 100 into x by 100 into 582 is 17.46. That means 15 into 582 into x is equal to 174600. Now we have to find out the value of x. Okay. I hope I don't have to tell you the method to calculate the value of x, that you'll be doing on your own, and the value of x will be 20. Okay, let's find it out. Okay. Now let's see this question. 2/5 of 1/3 of 2/5 of 1/3 of 3/7 of x is 15. You have to find out 40% of x. That is, we have to find out 2/5 of x. Okay, so 2/5 of x we have to find out. Okay, so what that will be? It's 15 into 7. Okay, since 2/5 of x is left over here, that 7 will be going this side, so it's 15 into 7, that is 105. Okay friends, which is none of this over here. Now let's see this question. The difference between a number and its 2/5 is 510. A number and its 2/5, difference of that is 3/5 of that number. So 3/5 of x is 510, and we have to find out 10% of x, that is x by 10 we have to find out. Okay, so it's like this. So x by 10 will be equal to 510 by this, x by 10 is equal to 510 by 6. Okay, and definitely 510 is multiple of 6. Okay, very simple. Now in this problem, if 15% of 40 is greater than 25% of a number by 2, 15% of 40 is what friends? It will be 6. Okay, 6 is more than 25% of a number by 2. Okay, that means precisely we are looking for 25% of a number will be equal to 4. Okay, so whose 25% is 4? Which number's 25% is 4? That is 16. Okay, isn't it? Shall I do it over here? 15% is 3 by 20. 3 by 20 of 40 is 6 plus minus 25% of a number, that is x by 4 is equal to 2. So x by 4 is equal to 4, x is equal to 16. Okay. Now let's see. Subtracting 40% of a number from the number, we get the result as 30. Friends, we are subtracting 40% of the number from the number. That means we are actually getting 60% of the number. 60% is 3 by 5. So 60% of that number is 30. That means that number is 50. As simple as that. Okay. Further, a simple problem. If 35% of a number is 12 less than 50% of that number, that means 50% of x minus 35% of x is 12. That means precisely 50 minus 35, that is 15% of x is 12. Okay, 15% of x is 12. Okay, that means x is equal to what? Must be 80. Okay, very simple. Even you can do it mentally, since 15% of 8 is 12. Okay, I'm sorry, 15% of 80 is 12. Okay, let's see this question. The number which exceeds 16% of itself by 42. That means we are calculating 84% of that particular number. Okay, x minus 16% of x is 42. That means precisely we are calculating 84% of x. So 84% of x, or we can say 0.84 of x is 42. Okay. So x must be 50. Okay, friends. Now let's say this question. By how much percent is 4/5 of 70 lesser than 5/5 of 100? Once we find out the ratio of this expression to this expression, after that we'll be getting the percentage immediately. Okay, so it's 4/5 of 70 divided by 5/7 of 112. It's actually 4 by 5 into 70 by 5 into 7 by 112. Okay, now let's calculate it. It's 14, 7, 2s, 7, 16, 4 2s are 8, 2s are 16. So it is 7 by 10. That means the numerator is 7 part out of 10 part. That means it is 30% less. Okay. Now let's see this question. 270 candidates appeared for an examination, of which 250 passed. The pass percentages. See, total there were 270 students. Out of them, 252 passed. Okay, so we need to find out the percentage. It's around 280 by 3. That means it's 280 by 3. That is 270 by 3 plus 10 by 3. That is 90 plus 3 1 by 3%. Okay, that is 93 1 by 3%. Okay, friends. Now let's see this question. Two candidates contested in an election. One got 65% of the votes and one by 300 votes. The total number of votes, assuming that all the votes were valid, would be, if the winner has got 65% out of the total votes, that means the other person might have got 35%. Okay. Now, what is the winning margin in this case? It is 65 minus 35, that is 30%. That is, that 30% is 300. That means 100% is what? 1000. Friends, no paperwork is required at all. I hope you are clear. Now let's see this question. Neil spends rupees 3500 and saves 25 by 2% of his income. What is his monthly income? Friends, 25 by 2%, that means 12.5%. Or in other words, we can say it is 1 by 8. That means he is saving 1 by 8 of his income. That means he is spending 7 by 8 of his income. Okay, that means suppose his total monthly income is X. Then 7 by 8 of X is 3500. Since he is spending 3500 and his saving is actually 7 by 8 of his total monthly income. So we can calculate it very easily. It's 4000. Okay, 8 into 500. Isn't it very simple? If 75% of a number is added to 75, then the result is the number itself. Friends, we can do this problem mentally. 75% of a number is added to 75, then we are getting the number itself. That means this 75 is actually 25% of that particular number. Since we are adding 75% of a number plus 25% of a number, then we are getting the number itself. Okay, that means 75 is actually 25% of that particular number. Now just see from the options in which case we are getting 25% as 75, which is 300. Okay, so no paperwork required at all. Now let's see this question. A number, when 35 is subtracted from it, reduces to 80%. Okay, x, let the number is x, we are subtracting 35 from it, and it is reducing to its 80%, that is it's being 4 by 5 of x. Okay, so x minus 4 by 5 of x, that is 1 by 5 of x is 35, and we are to find 4/5 of that number, that is this. So 4/5 of x is 35 into 4, that is 140. Okay. Now, the sum of two numbers is 2490. If 6.5% of one number is equal to 8.5% of the other, then we have to find out the numbers. Since 6.5% of one number, that is 6.5 of x is equal to 8.5y. Just since I am having percentages at both the sides, so I just can cancel it. That means x by y is equal to 85 by 65, that is 17 by 13. Okay, so what I can do is, since I have got the ratio of x and y, that is 17:13, that means it is 17 part, it is 13 part. In all it is 30 part, and this 30 part is actually 2490. Okay, so if 30 part is 2490, one part will be 2490 by 30. 83. Now I have to find out 17 part and 13 part. Okay, so 83 into 17, one of the number, and 83 into 13, the other number. Okay, you just multiply one of them. No need to multiply both the calculations. Okay, so 13 into 3, 39. 13 8s are 104. 5 6 7. Okay, so 1079, we are getting 1079 in only this option. Okay, so other number definitely it will be 1411. Okay friends, I hope you are clear. Friends, I would just like to share an alternative approach for this problem. Since from very first step we have got the ratio of x and y, that means our answers should be multiple of 17 and 13. Okay, so if you don't want to do this calculation, you can go by options, and you can pick which one of them is either multiple of 13 or 17. Okay, and you know, you must be knowing the divisibility test of 13. Okay, so it's either of the number, not necessarily the numbers are in order of 17 and 13. Okay, so either of the numbers should be multiple of 13. Okay, so let's begin to check. 501 minus 5. I hope you must be able to recall the divisibility test of 13. If we have to make the sets of three numbers and we have to deduct the remaining part. So it's 501 minus 1, that is 500. Now 500 is not multiple of 13. Even 89 minus 9, that is 80, is not multiple of 13. So it cannot be the correct choice. Similarly, this is 11 minus 1, which is 10, which is not multiple of 13. It is 479 minus 1, that is 478. Since 78 is multiple of 13 but 400 is not, definitely 1479 will not be multiple of 13. Similarly, 401 minus 1, 400, which is not multiple of 13. 89 minus 1, 88, which is not multiple of 13. Definitely D is the correct choice. Okay, so at the time, suggest whatever you think of the most convenient method, you should go for that. Okay, I hope you are clear. Sum of two numbers is 28 by 25 of the first number. Let the numbers are x and y. So x plus y is equal to 28 by 25 of x. That means y is equal to 3 by 25 of x. That means y by x is equal to 3 by 25. Now we have to find out the percentage. So let's multiply. Okay, so it's 12%. Okay, very simple. Friends, we'll be doing more such problems in our next session. Even we'll be taking the cases of mensurations and increase and decrease in expenditures, consumptions and all that. Okay. I hope you might have enjoyed the session and definitely you are practicing with me. Okay.